Ever wondered what it would feel like to have someone so magnetically drawn to you, they think of you every hour, dream of you every night, and feel you in their soul, without you even speaking a word? You are about to discover how telepathy, love manifestation, when correctly applied, will not only make them obsessed with you, but will bypass time and logic altogether. I am not here to teach theory. I speak from knowing. When you understand that your law of assumption telepathy, your ability to send telepathic messages by imagination alone, creates a mental connection with your specific person, you will stop waiting and start receiving. This is not about seduction. This is not about manipulation. This is about pure consciousness and how you direct it. The moment you imagine they are already obsessed, they are. To figure out how to attract your specific person telepathically. You're here to assume they are already yours, and in that assumption, you live in the fulfilled desire. That is how a telepathic attraction rampage begins. Now, allow me to share something very personal, for the secret came to me in the most unexpected way. I was once in love with a woman who no longer responded to my letters. Days turned into weeks, and my ego wanted to write again, to call, to appear at her doorstep. But I did none of these. Instead, I closed my eyes and imagined her speaking to me with love. I felt her words, not as wishful thinking, but as real. Each night before sleep, I rehearsed a scene, not of us talking, but of her being deeply obsessed with me, wanting to hear my voice, aching for my presence. Within days, she wrote to me. Her words were filled with warmth, emotion, and, more than anything, obsession. She said, "I don't know what came over me, but I've been thinking about you constantly." Of course she was. She had received my telepathic messages, not because I am unique, but because I used the law knowingly. Let me now teach you how to wield this power properly, for it is not a game. It is your divine inheritance. You must begin with the awareness that the world you see is not the origin of cause, it is the result. The outer world is nothing but a mirror, reflecting the deep assumptions you've made within. If they are not calling, not thinking of you, not chasing you, it is only because you have not yet assumed they are. You do not wait for signs to believe. You do not ask the world for proof. You declare it, and the world conforms. To send desire energetically is not a ritual of words, but a movement of feeling. When you wish to make someone obsessed with you using telepathy, the greatest mistake is to attempt to send a message as if it is separate from you. It is not. It must be a state you are, not an act you perform. You see, what you consciously affirm only takes root when it reaches the subconscious mind. All true creation happens below the surface. You might call it programming, but it is not a mechanical repetition. It is a saturation of identity. The more you speak, think, and feel from the reality that your specific person is obsessively thinking of you, the more you rewire your own inner state. You are not programming them. You are programming you. And when you are changed, the world must follow. It is inevitable. You are not here to force a reaction. You are here to dwell in a vibration that assumes their obsession is already true. The reason you often feel separation is because you are worshipping what has not yet appeared instead of resting in what already is. There is no need to manifest them chasing you when you are already the magnet of their attention. There is no need to beg for signs when you are the sign. The moment you imagine a scene where they confess their obsession, or send you a message, or break down crying from love, they have already done it. It is finished. That scene exists in a realm far more potent than this physical one, but you must remain loyal to it. Every time you close your eyes and generate a telepathic connection with your specific person, you must do so not with anxiety, but with authority. You are the transmitter of your reality. Do not visualize from a place of need. Need only implies absence. Instead, feel the telepathic energy attraction surging from within you. Become the one they cannot stop thinking about, not because of how you look or what you say, but because of your vibrational truth. Become the dominant idea in their mind through your assumption, and you will magnetize their attention automatically. It is not uncommon to receive messages like, "I had a dream about you," or "I just can't stop thinking of you lately." These are not coincidences. These are echoes of your inner conversations. Most people speak of their person as distant, cold, uninterested. They narrate from separation. But the one who understands lives in a different story entirely. The one who knows speaks inwardly, as if the love is already happening. They do not wonder if it is working. They rest in the certainty that it already has. When you feel them obsessing over you, your mind might ask, "How will it happen?" Ignore it. That question comes from the old self, the limited self. You do not have to know how. The bridge of incidents will arise naturally. They may call you after months, bump into you by accident, or suddenly confess feelings they were previously hiding. This is not your doing. It is the natural unfolding of your inner state. The moment you persist in being the one they dream about, they will. The moment you imagine they are awake at night, aching for you, their spirit will receive that signal and mirror it. You must become radical in your inner talk. A rampage of love is not a soft chant. It is a storm of certainty. You must persist in the unseen even when the outer world screams the opposite. This is where most fall short. They wait for evidence to believe, but belief is the course. Evidence is the effect. If you want to make your crush obsessed, then let your imagination become their reality. Speak within, "You are mine. You think of me all day. You want no one but me. I live in your mind." But say it until it becomes a rhythm in your soul. And once you feel it, not as fantasy, but as identity, it will erupt in your external life with precision. Many people apply this for a day and wonder why nothing has changed. But you must understand, this is not a technique. It is a state of being. You do not visit it occasionally. You live there. You saturate your mind with it. Whether you're walking, cooking, or lying in bed, you return to the inner feeling. They want you. They need you. They are obsessed with you. You are the only one. This is not arrogance. It is alignment. The universe does not give you what you wish for. It gives you what you are. Become the obsession you desire, and the desire will find you, chase you, cling to you, because it has no other choice. Let your subconscious mind absorb this truth. Your thoughts of them are not one way. They are picked up. When you feel deeply enough, they will feel it too. They will wake up with your name in their mouth and not know why. They will scroll through their phone, hoping for a message, not realizing you've already sent it. Without words, without sound, through the vibration of belief. This is how you speak spirit to spirit, not with desperation, but with divine knowing. You are not trying to get their attention. You are remembering that it was always yours. All things exist now. This is the one truth. The world resists, and yet it is the very foundation of manifestation. You do not bring your desire into existence. It already is. The version of them that is hopelessly in love with you, thinking of you day and night, yearning to hear your voice, already exists in the eternal present. The only task before you is to tune into that reality, for consciousness is the only real cause. When you imagine from that state, when you dwell in the feeling of the obsession, you are aligning with the version of reality in which your desire is already complete. This is how obsessive love subliminal works, not through repetition alone, but through identity. You do not repeat affirmations as a beggar, hoping for crumbs. You declare them as a creator, assuming your position at the center of their mind. The inner talk love rampage is not to convince them, but to convince yourself. It is your own resistance that delays the manifestation, not their distance. When you declare, "They can't stop thinking of me, they dream about me," They are addicted to me. You are not informing them. You are informing your subconscious. And once your subconscious accepts it, their behavior must reflect it. They cannot escape it. The subconscious mind programming is so powerful that once it is impressed with a truth, the entire universe reshapes itself around that assumption. That is why it is said that as within, so without. The obsession must begin with you. Do not ask, do they feel it yet? That question assumes separation. Instead, rest in the knowing that if you feel it, they do too. SP attraction through thought is not a metaphor, it is literal. You are not just sending signals across space, you are collapsing the illusion of space itself. You and your specific person are not two separate beings, but expressions of the same divine mind. The very act of holding them in the state of obsession is creating that state in them, even if they are unaware of why. They may find themselves suddenly checking their phone, searching your name, looking at your old pictures, all without knowing that your inner world has triggered their impulse. It is not necessary to be perfect in the 3D. You do not need the perfect body, the perfect voice, the perfect circumstances. What matters is your vibrational alignment. Love, the frequency from which you think and feel. When you align with the reality that they are already yours, they feel the shift. It is not imagination in the shallow sense. It is imagination as the creator of worlds. You are not bound by logic. You are bound only by your assumptions. You must also understand that repetition solidifies belief. Every time you enter the scene in imagination where they are chasing you, confessing their desire, overwhelmed by your presence, you are laying another brick in the house of your reality. The love magnet subliminal is your own inner voice, repeated until it becomes unconscious truth. You are not faking it, you are forming it. Do not be casual with your mind. Do not speak carelessly about your person. Speak of them as one who is already yours. Imagine their devotion, not their distance. If at night you feel doubt, use they dream about you subliminal as your final thought. Fall asleep in the feeling that they miss you, ache for you, need you. And when you wake, continue from that state. The greatest trap is to return to the old story in the morning, but the master remains in the end. Do not revisit the absence. Live in the presence of your fulfilled desire. You are not hoping, you are remembering. There are some who ask, but what if I don't believe it yet? That is not a problem. Belief is not a requirement at the start. It is a result of saturation. You saturate your mind with the image, the words, the emotion, and belief will come. The subconscious is not logical. It is impressionable. It accepts whatever is repeated with feeling. You can send desire energetically just by knowing how it feels to be wanted, pursued, adored. Focus on that, not on how it will happen. Your only responsibility is to embody the state. Let the rampage of love energy rise within you. Say within yourself, you need me, you think of me constantly. I am in your dreams, I am in your thoughts, I am in your soul. Say it until you forget you're pretending. Say it until it becomes your nature. Then it will no longer be an effort. It will be your default. That is when things begin to move swiftly. That is when reality bends to meet you. Your assumption becomes magnetic. They will not know what changed. They will not know why they suddenly crave your voice, why they feel your energy at random times. But you will know. You planted the seed. You watered it. And now the fruit is showing. Understand that soulmate attraction through telepathy is not an exotic talent, it is your nature. Every soul communicates beyond words. Every thought carries a vibration, and that vibration travels across dimensions. When you declare their obsession, you are not lying. You are speaking the deeper truth. You are speaking the truth that exists beyond evidence. Speak it boldly. You are not waiting for them to come to you. You are already the one they chase. Your voice lives in their head. Your face appears in their thoughts. Your name pulses in their heart. And this did not begin with a message or a date or a text. It began in imagination, in silence, in the invisible. This is the realm where creation takes place. The moment you understand that reality responds to inner conviction, you will no longer seek from the outer world. You will declare it within and watch as the world obeys. Do not forget that this is not a race. There is no need to check for signs. The very feeling of desire fulfilled is the sign. If you can feel their obsession without proof, you have already won. Let the world catch up. Let them call. Let them confess. Let them return. It is done. There is a divine intelligence that responds to your every assumption. It does not question what you desire. It only accepts what you persist in feeling as real. If you persist in the belief that you are not loved, that you are not desired, that your specific person does not think of you, then the world will confirm that assumption. But the moment you enter the state where you are cherished, adored, and longed for, the world begins to mirror it back to you in the most surprising ways. You do not need to analyze how this happens. You only need to know that it does. It begins with your inner conversation. You are speaking inwardly all day, and those words are not empty. They are powerful frequencies, broadcasted directly into the soul of your specific person. If your inner dialogue says, "Why haven't they reached out? Do they still care? Why do I feel so far from them?" then that is the message you are energetically sending. But if you shift it to, "You miss me, you crave my presence, you are obsessed with me," and say it with certainty, with vivid feeling, with relaxed conviction, then you begin to awaken those exact feelings in them. They receive the signal, not as a conscious message, but as a deep, unshakable impulse. This is how telepathic energy attraction works. It is not about mental control, it is about vibrational alignment. You are not here to chase, to seek, or to persuade. You are here to become. You become the obsession. You become the one they desire. You become the one they dream about at night and think about in the quiet moments of their day. This is not achieved by effort, it is achieved by identity. Every time you feel the state of being chosen, being wanted, being magnetic, you are stepping into the version of you who already has what you desire. That version of you already exists in the infinite field. You are not creating her or him, you are selecting them, you are aligning with that timeline. In the dimension of consciousness, distance does not exist. Time does not delay. The moment you feel that they are thinking of you, they are. The moment you assume they are longing for you, they begin to feel that longing. The mental connection with SP is instantaneous. It bypasses logic, it transcends resistance. It moves in silence, through feeling, through vibration, through pure spiritual electricity. When you speak to them within, when you say, "You're mine, you can't stop thinking of me, you feel me everywhere," you are not imagining, you are activating a living frequency. That energy leaves your awareness and enters theirs. This is not theory, this is experience. Many who apply this practice report sudden shifts in their connection. A person they haven't spoken to in weeks suddenly appears in their dreams, likes an old photo, sends a message out of nowhere, or confesses deep feelings they had kept hidden. These are not coincidences. These are reflections of a shift in consciousness. You have altered the cause, and therefore the effect must follow. That is the law. The outer world is only an echo. What you feel inwardly becomes what they feel toward you. You do not need to control the bridge. The bridge of incidents will unfold naturally. It may appear ordinary, but make no mistake. Every conversation, every glance, every delay or detour is a divine orchestration leading to the fulfillment of your inner state. You are not passive. You are the one directing the story with your assumptions. You do not chase after validation. You do not look for evidence. You create the evidence by persisting in the unseen. And when the world seems to deny your desire, when days pass without a message or a sign, you do not flinch. You double down. You go deeper. You return to the state of the wish fulfilled. You remind yourself, it is already done. You do not ask for them to become obsessed. You declare that they are. You affirm it, feel it, assume it, and rest in it. The obsessed thoughts, subliminal, is not in the audio you play. It is in the inner monologue you replay. That is the true subliminal. That is what transforms reality. If ever you are tempted to doubt, to waver, to question, simply ask yourself this: what would I feel right now if I knew they couldn't stop thinking about me? Let that feeling rise within you. Let it saturate your body, your mind, your heart. Dwell in that state for just 5 minutes and watch how your energy shifts. That shift is what sends the message. That shift is what calls them in. You do not need to beg, you only need to be. Be the version of you who is already loved, already wanted, already worshipped in their mind. When you align with this truth, strange things begin to happen. You may feel their emotions as if they are your own. You may sense their presence when you are alone. You may wake up with their name in your mind or dream of them reaching out to you. This is the telepathic attraction rampage beginning to take hold. It is not a dream. It is the energy field shifting to reflect your assumption. You must be relentless, not in force, but in faith, not in begging, but in being. Let your energy speak louder than your words. Let your imagination write their inner dialogue. Let your assumption direct their attention. They cannot resist what you have become. And the moment you stop looking for them to prove it and simply know it is true, they will begin to reflect that knowing. This is your power, this is your tool, this is your reality to command. Do not wait another moment for the world to change. Let your inner world speak first, and the outer must follow. They are yours. They think of you, they feel you, they want you, and it is done. The feeling of being chased, adored, and remembered is not something you wait for. It is something you assume. In the invisible realm, cause precedes form. The form that you seek, their words, their messages, their actions, is but a shadow of your invisible assumption. You are not here to manipulate people, but to impress upon yourself the truth that all is already finished. When you know you are already the dominant thought in their mind, you no longer seek confirmation in the physical. You begin to live in the end. And from that dwelling place, you become magnetic beyond comprehension. Most people try to influence another by what they say aloud, but those words are not the force that moves the world. It is your internal speech, your silent, dominant, repetitive inner dialogue that sends the loudest signal. When you say nothing out loud, but inwardly repeat, "You need me, you cannot resist me, you are obsessed with me," you are speaking on the level where all change is made. That is where the seed is planted, and it is in stillness that this seed takes root. Your bond with your partner is always at its strongest, not because of what you do, but because of what you know. When you walk into a room or go about your day, the assumption that your specific person feels your absence, desires your presence, and is overwhelmed by the thought of you becomes a living force in your field. They pick it up. They feel it, not as a conscious thought, but as a pull, a gravitational pull they cannot understand. And the more you rest in that feeling, the more you recondition your subconscious into the truth that you are fully loved, fully wanted, and fully chosen. There is no need to attempt to fix a romantic relationship from the outside when you can adjust the cause within. What you see between you and them is only a reflection of the assumptions you've held over time. If your story about them has been one of silence, rejection, or confusion, then you must now tell a new story, not with your lips, but with your awareness. That new story is one of desire, unity, and obsession, and the fastest way to shift the outer reflection is to change the story you are telling yourself. The relationship does not heal through action. It heals through consciousness. Your romantic relationship is fully protected on all levels when you decide to stand firm in the belief that no third party, no distance, and no time can separate what has already been claimed in the unseen. Your specific person does not have to agree consciously, They do not need to know why they suddenly feel drawn to you, feel safe with you, feel captivated by the idea of you. The inner work is done silently, without confrontation, without pressure, and without resistance. Some believe that to make another obsessed requires effort, seduction, manipulation, or strategy. But that is the way of the outer man. The inner man knows that true obsession arises when one becomes so still in the knowing of being desired that it moves through every cell of the body. It changes posture, it changes tone, it changes the atmosphere around you. When you dwell in the state of being irreplaceable, you become it. When you imagine yourself as the one they feel addicted to, that becomes their experience. It is the vibrational alignment, love, that makes you unforgettable. The greatest block to obsession is desperation. You cannot embody the one who is chased if you are still looking for clues that you are wanted. The very act of searching proves you have not yet assumed the end. So you stop, you return, you dwell again in the scene where they are holding you, telling you, I can't stop thinking about you. I don't know what's come over me. I just need to be near you. And you replay it again and again until it becomes more real than what the eyes can see. And when it becomes your truth, it becomes theirs. Many misunderstand the idea of telepathy. They think it is only a form of mind reading or mental communication, but it is deeper than that. It is the divine knowing that your thoughts are not private, they are creative. They leave your awareness and live in the field. The divine feminine magnetism within you is not loud. It is still, it is confident, it is certain. And that certainty is what makes them restless. That stillness is what makes them feel your absence more than your presence. That energy is what creates the impression that you are the one they need, even when logic tells them otherwise. You must also remember that your romantic relationship is forever extremely exciting, fun, and pleasant when your inner conversations are filled with joy, expectancy, and delight. If your inner tone is one of worry, jealousy, or anxiety, you are injecting confusion into the vibration. But if your tone is one of calm assumption, playful confidence, and fulfillment, then your energy becomes irresistible. You become the one who does not fear losing because you've already won within. The telepathic connection is always on. There is no off switch. Every time you focus on them with feeling, you are sending a ripple through their field. Every time you feel secure, happy, and loved in your imagination, you are writing that into their emotional experience. They don't need to hear your words, they feel your presence. And in time, they begin to mirror it back. The more you affirm that things only get much better between you two from here on out, the more you allow your path to unfold effortlessly. So walk as if you are already remembered, speak as if you are already adored, think as if you are already in their heart. The obsession begins within, and when you refuse to waver, when you make the decision to be desired rather than wait to be chosen, the world has no choice but to reflect that inner command. The mirror cannot lie. It only shows what you have chosen to become. Your power lies in this single truth. You are already what you seek. The one who is fully loved does not try to attract love. They assume it. They live from it. They think, walk, and breathe as if it were the most natural condition of life. When you step into this consciousness, your specific person begins to feel the shift. They begin to receive your new frequency, not because you forced it upon them, but because you became it. You do not attract love through effort. You radiate it through being. There is no greater magnetism than the vibration of someone who knows they are chosen. When you imagine yourself fully loved, fully seen, fully embraced, not hoping, but knowing, it is received by your specific person through the energetic field you both share. That field is not empty. It is alive with thoughts, impressions, and assumptions. What you impress upon yourself is imprinted upon that shared field. This is how you and your partner fully understand and comprehend each other, not through discussion, but through vibration. Do not believe that understanding must come from endless explanation. It comes from energetic congruence. When you embody harmony, they feel it. When you dwell in inner clarity, they respond with clarity. When your inner world says, we are connected, we are inseparable, our love is eternal, then that story begins to unfold externally. It may not arrive through the path you expect, but it will come. It must. The outer world only mirrors the inner law. You must let go of the story that you and your specific person are disconnected, that they do not understand you, or that communication is broken. Those assumptions are poisonous seeds. Instead, you plant a new truth within. We speak without words. We feel each other without effort. We know each other in silence. These thoughts become the bridge that reconnects your hearts, whether near or far. The telepathic bond that already exists becomes activated by your conviction. To be 100% compatible with each other in all aspects, you must first become compatible with your own desire. Do you still doubt your worthiness? Do you still question whether you are good enough, lovable enough, desirable enough? That inner resistance blocks the flow of energy. But when you begin to believe that your love is a gift, that your presence is a treasure, that your essence is unforgettable, the resistance dissolves. And in that moment, your person begins to match that new belief. You do not demand compatibility, you assume it. There is no limit to the power of assumption when it is rooted in self-concept. If you want to be their obsession, their ideal, their one and only, then you must carry yourself with that knowing, not once, not occasionally, but daily, moment by moment. It is not about affirming 1,000 times a day. It is about being it, breathing it, knowing it before it is seen. And once you know it, it is already done. The outside must conform. So often, we sabotage our manifestations with fear. The fear they will choose another, the fear they will forget us, the fear they will not return. But all fear is rooted in the illusion that something outside of us has power. It does not. The only creative power is within. You do not compete for love, you do not fight for attention. You remember that you are the chosen one. You are the one they love. You are the one they see in their dreams. You are the one who awakens their heart. These are not fantasies. They are spiritual declarations. When you persist in this awareness, even when nothing outside confirms it, you become immovable. You become the one who is so rooted in truth that your specific person begins to adjust to your new vibration without even realizing why. They become restless. They become curious. They begin to desire you with no logical explanation. And when they do reach out, it will not be by chance. It will be the manifestation of your invisible faith. You must also understand that to live a happy, healthy, lucky, and blessed life together with your romantic partner, you must first become the source of those qualities. Do not ask them to bring peace. Become peace. Do not expect them to heal your insecurities. Assume wholeness. When you imagine life together, do not focus on fixing, changing, or rescuing. See a life filled with ease, laughter, abundance, and trust. That vision is the blueprint. That blueprint is what your subconscious begins to build. And once it is built within, it appears without. Even in moments of separation or silence, the work continues. Your inner rampage must not cease. Continue saying within, you love me deeply. You are obsessed with me. You can't resist thinking about me. You are always looking for ways to be near me. This is not desperate pleading. It is confident knowing. When this becomes your internal norm, you have become the new version of yourself, the version who is already in union. And this version has no need to chase, to question, or to doubt. She rests in knowing. He dwells in completion. So long as you are assuming union, obsession, harmony, and love, those assumptions must reflect. It is law. There is no exception. Your person must eventually reflect what you have declared within. You do not wait to be chosen. You declare that you are the one, and from that state, all things are added unto you. You are not practicing magic. You are not casting spells. You are awakening what already is. This is not about changing their mind. It is about remembering who you are. You are the one who is always loved, always desired, always remembered. And as you continue to rest in this knowing, the evidence will come, not because you begged for it, but because you believed it first. You are never waiting on another to change. You are only ever called to change your self-concept. If you persist in the belief that they do not think of you, if you rehearse the idea that they are distant, uninterested, or moved on, then no matter how many techniques you try, no matter how many words you whisper or affirmations you chant, you will continue to meet the reflection of your dominant assumption. The world cannot help but reflect your inner state. And this includes the mind, behavior, and emotions of the one you desire. You want to be obsessed over? Then become the one who expects obsession. Let that become your natural atmosphere, your resting identity. It is not a matter of deserving. It is a matter of alignment. When your inner world is filled with the reality that they can't go a day without thinking about you, that they see your face in their dreams and hear your voice in the quiet, then that assumption begins to invade their reality. It seeps into their emotions, it presses against their reason and disrupts their logic. And they begin to move toward you, not of their own will, but of the will you implanted through your certainty. You must realize this. Everything you plan together always works out perfectly, even better than expected, when you begin with this foundation, that your imagination creates your experience. Let there be no mistake. This is not fantasy. This is not hope. This is the divine order of reality. If they are not obsessing over you right now, it is not because they cannot. It is because you have not yet assumed that they do. And assumption is not merely a thought. It is a frequency. It is the energy that fills your body, your breath, your tone, your walk. When you walk as the one who is adored, you begin to be adored. When you speak as the one who is wanted, you begin to be wanted. When you live as the one who is always chosen, always remembered, always missed, you become unforgettable. The mental connection with SP is not mechanical, it is spiritual. It is not a switch you flip. It is a state you inhabit. You must live from the end, and from that end speak the new truth. We are already together. You can't stop thinking about me. You feel safe in my energy. You crave my presence. This inner conversation sends signals that override the five senses. You are not trying to convince them. You are becoming undeniable to their subconscious. And once the subconscious receives this energetic imprint, it begins to echo back to you in form. This echo might come in small ways at first: a random message, a sudden like on an old post, a mutual friend mentioning your name. But these are only signs of the deeper movement, the vibration that you have anchored. Do not stop there. Do not look at these signs and ask, is it working? It is always working. You are always creating. You are always impressing the subconscious of others. The only question is, what are you impressing? The old story or the new reality? You must become disciplined in imagination. When you see them with someone else, change the scene. When you remember the past pain, revise it. When doubt whispers to you, reply with authority. Say within, that is not my story anymore. You must be bold with your new truth. Say everything between us is aligned. Our bond is strong. You think about me constantly and feel it not from need, but from knowing. This is how you live a happy, healthy, lucky, and blessed life together with your romantic partner, not by controlling them, but by directing your inner world with power. And when old emotions surface, anger, fear, jealousy, grief, do not push them away. Transmute them. Use them. Take the energy of lack and wrap it in the truth of abundance. Say, this longing is proof I have power. This ache is proof I still believe. Then from that place of awareness, climb back into the end state. Sit in the silence of being already loved, already wanted, already the center of their focus. No matter what happened in the past, your reality is created from the present assumption. And no matter how strong the old story feels, it can be rewritten the moment you claim a new inner narrative. Do not compare your journey to others. Do not ask, why is it taking so long? Time is only a mirror. Delay is only a sign that you have not yet fully surrendered to the end. You do not need time. You need assumption. You need faith. You need to persist in the inner image until it becomes more real to you than the outer world. And when it does, the world will bow to it. Your specific person will bow to it, not out of submission, but out of resonance. They will come not because you chased them, but because you became the version of yourself they could not resist. You must remember, both of you feel satisfied and fulfilled with your romantic relationship, not because you worked for it, but because you imagined it. Every detail, every moment, every kiss, every conversation, every future plan, you rehearsed it inwardly until it became natural. And what is natural must become normal. What is normal must become inevitable. And so you continue. You rise daily and rest nightly in the assumption that their love for you grows stronger every hour, that your energy draws them in, that your name tastes sweet on their tongue, that you are the first thought in the morning and the final thought before sleep. Let this become your only truth. Let it become your meditation. Let it become your command. The world does not resist a mind that knows, and you already know. There is a version of you that already lives the life you desire. In that reality, the one you love does not doubt you. They do not hesitate. They do not wonder. They are fully present, entirely captivated, deeply and irresistibly obsessed with you. This version of reality does not need to be created. It already exists in the eternal now. Your only task is to step into it, not to chase it, not to ask how, not to beg for proof, but to simply assume it, feel it, and dwell in it. This version of reality begins within. You cannot stand in the old self and try to receive the fruits of the new state. You must become it. If you desire to be so magnetic that they cannot think of anyone but you, if you long for their attention, their affection, their obsession, you must begin by entering the state where that is already true. Let your words be few, but let your inner conviction be absolute. Speak within yourself as one who already has what they seek. Whisper within, you are mine. You can't stop thinking about me. I live in your mind. You see me in everyone. You want no one else. These are not empty words. These are divine codes. Every repetition of them rewires your subconscious, and your subconscious is the medium through which all creation flows. The more you persist in this state, the more real it becomes, not just within you, but within them. They begin to dream of you, to feel you, to long for you in ways that defy logic. They will say, I don't know why, but I can't get you out of my head. You will know why. You planted that desire not by force, but by silent conviction. You are not manipulating them. You are aligning with the reality where you are already the one. There is no guilt in that. There is no need to explain or justify your desires. Desire itself is divine instruction. You desire union because it already exists in a higher dimension. You are only following the thread back to its source. And when you commit to that path with unwavering faith, all things conspire to fulfill it. This is why you must guard your imagination. You must not let the senses dominate your state. If you see them ignoring you, if you see the absence and you accept it as true, you are agreeing with the world of effects rather than returning to the world of cause. The cause is within. It always has been. Assume their love, assume their need for you, assume their obsession, and they will become it. You must be deliberate. Every morning you wake, renew your claim. You do not ask for obsession, you declare it. You miss me today. You want to hear my voice. You can feel me even when I'm not around. Let this be your inner anthem. Let it rise and fall in your mind like the breath of life itself. The repetition is not for the universe. It is for you. The more often you state it, the more naturally you embody it. You are not trying to convince them, you are convincing yourself. And once you are convinced, they must reflect that belief. It is not optional. Reality must mirror the dominant inner truth. This is how your bond with your partner is always at its strongest, when you refuse to entertain anything less than love. You may not see the results immediately, but that is no reason to retreat. The seed planted in imagination takes time to bear fruit, but bear fruit it must. The one who doubts, who checks, who questions, prolongs the harvest, but the one who persists, who lives from the end, who refuses to break their inner focus, that one walks through life watching their desires unfold with startling precision. Let yourself be possessed by the feeling of being wanted. Let it flood your system. Let it rise in your chest until you cannot help but smile, until you feel the warmth of their arms around you, even when you're alone. That is not delusion. That is energetic truth. You are imprinting your inner world with new meaning. And as you do, the field rearranges, the world rearranges, people shift, conversations unfold. They will think it is their idea to reach out, to confess, to return. But it was you. You summoned it through being. Even when circumstances appear unchanged, remember, things only get much better between you two from here on out. You are not falling apart, you are falling into place. You are not waiting, you are becoming. You are not wishing, you are assuming. You are not reacting, you are directing. Every thought you think is instruction to the unseen forces that guide your life. Make those thoughts deliberate, make them noble, make them divine. If ever you feel tired or unsure, go within and rest in the end. Picture your specific person, unable to stay away, smiling at the thought of you, checking their phone for your name. Do not wait for that to happen. Feel that it already has. Let the scene play in your imagination, not just as a movie you watch, but as a reality you live in. That is how your mind accepts it. That is how your soul remembers it. And once your soul remembers, the body follows. The world follows. This is not a performance. You do not pretend to be the one they adore. You are the one. And the moment you accept that truth, not as an idea, but as your identity, the obsession begins. Not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. You synchronize with the frequency of desire fulfilled. And in that frequency, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are the center of their mind, the light of their world, the dream they didn't know they were dreaming until they felt your energy and remembered it as home. There is a point in your spiritual evolution when you realize that the outer world is not a test, but a mirror. It does not reflect your effort, it reflects your state. And when you fully grasp that the state you occupy is the magnet of your life, you no longer labor in vain. You do not seek love as if it were lost. You do not try to get someone's attention. You live in the end, where they are already yours. You walk in the knowing that everything you plan together always works out perfectly, even better than expected. And the reason this truth is so powerful is because it does not depend on them. It depends only on your assumption. You are not here to create a bond. The bond is already there. You are only here to recognize it, accept it, and align with it. You do not try to become worthy of their love. You do not wait for them to see your value. You realize that you are already the one they cannot resist. You are the answer to their silent longing. And the more you dwell in that certainty, the more their behavior begins to reflect it. The more they feel your absence like a hunger, the more they feel your presence like home. You do not chase someone who is already yours. And you do not ask someone to love you when you've already become their ideal. When you imagine them waking up and thinking of you, smiling at your name, dreaming of a future with you, when you do this from a place of calm confidence, it becomes true. Not because of fantasy, but because of law. You are not just communicating thoughts, you are shifting timelines. You are entering the reality where they have already chosen you. And once you persist in that state, Your romantic relationship is forever extremely exciting, fun, and pleasant because it arises from inner alignment, not external validation. What you accept as true within must show itself without. There is no exception to this. If you assume they are obsessed, they must eventually show signs of obsession. If you assume they feel nothing, they will remain silent. But the choice is always yours. You are not a puppet reacting to life. You are the playwright, writing the next scene in your own words, with your own direction, from your own spirit. The subconscious mind accepts only what you persist in. It does not discriminate. If you repeat, "They don't love me," that becomes your world. But if you say, "They are deeply in love with me, I am the center of their focus, they need me," and feel it with confidence and peace, that too becomes your reality. This is not about overpowering their free will. It is about aligning with the version of them that already exists, the one who wants you, chooses you, desires you. That version is real, alive, and accessible now, but it is only accessed through consciousness, not force. When you spend your time in imagination, replaying scenes of intimacy, laughter, connection, and passion, you are not just fantasizing, you are entering the vibrational field where that experience is normal. And in that field, reality bends to serve you. People move. Events shift. Conversations unfold, all to match your inner frequency. This is the essence of becoming immune to having anything or anyone ever negatively impact your relationship. Not because you are controlling everything around you, but because you are so rooted in the assumption of love and unity that no external event can shake you. Others may come and go, doubts may rise and fade, but your conviction stands. And because it stands, so does your relationship. So does their attention. So does their obsession. They cling to your energy not because of manipulation, but because your vibration is safe, familiar, irresistible. You are never required to fix them. You are only required to fix your own assumption. You are never required to analyze their behavior. You are only called to correct the story you've been telling about them. When you assume the best, they rise to meet it. When you expect loyalty, they become loyal. When you feel adored, they begin to adore you. Not because you changed them, but because you changed the mirror. There will be moments when you are tempted to return to the old self, the self that doubts, the self that waits, the self that says, "Why haven't they texted?" But you must remember, every time you return to the old, you delay the new. So you choose again. You re-enter the state. You say to yourself, "They are obsessed with me. They wake up needing me. They feel lost without me. I am their favorite thought." Say it softly. Say it boldly. Say it until you believe it. And once you believe it, the world will have no choice but to follow. You may not notice it at first, but the shift always happens. A glance, a message, a memory resurfacing in their heart. The energy you sent, the inner talk love rampage, the telepathic energy attraction, the assumption of being wanted, has reached them. It always does. You will not need to explain how it happened. You will simply watch it unfold with calm delight. And when they say, "I don't know why, but I've been thinking about you non-stop," you will smile, not because you're surprised, but because you expected it, because you created it. This is the life you were born to live. A life where love is not earned but assumed. A life where connection is not found but remembered. A life where you no longer plead to be seen because you already know that you are the one they cannot unsee. You are the one they obsess over. You are the one who fills their thoughts. You are the one who lives in their heart, rent-free, eternally, effortlessly. You now know what the world will never teach you, that the one you desire is not separate from you. They live within your own consciousness. Your thoughts are not silent, they are living messengers. Your assumptions are not innocent, They are declarations of truth, and what you assume, you become. What you persist in inwardly must externalize. It cannot fail. There is no need for proof, for the proof is always the reflection of your inner state. There is no waiting for them to realize your worth. You assume that they already have. There is no hoping that they will remember you. You know they never forgot. You no longer walk as the one who needs to be loved. You walk as the one who is already loved, already wanted, already the center of their emotional world. You speak inwardly, not as one begging to be seen, but as the one they are obsessed with, and from that knowing, everything moves. Let no delay make you doubt. Let no silence shake your faith. When the imagination is occupied with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when your heart is full of the assumption that you are the one they think of day and night, then the bridge will form beneath your feet. You do not walk toward love. You walk from love. You are not chasing a person. You are becoming the state, and the person follows the state, always. So return to the inner sanctuary where you are already theirs. See them calling your name with longing. Feel them holding you with urgency. Hear them whisper, "I can't stop thinking about you." Make it real. Make it vivid. Make it natural. And once it is natural within, it becomes inevitable without. You are not here to try. You are here to become. You are not here to seek. You are here to remember. You are not here to be chosen. You are here to choose your state, your story, your reality. They're obsessed with you. They feel you. They desire you. And it is done.